What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Toy Talk. It's Monday. We're having some fun. We're going to talk some toys. And with me, as always, got Danny, got Toy Addict 17. How's it going, buddy?
Yeet. I'm doing great.
What's
I'm
that?
doing great. I was just somebody messing around. Hi, everybody. Hello, Chris. Hello, Chris. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's good to see you.
You too, man. It's nice to see you too. Happy Monday.
And we got the Clintastic. How you doing, bud?
Doing great.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So what's been going on, boys?
Living the dream.
Living the dream.
Living the dream.
How are we? How are you guys? So I don't really check in. I think I talked to Yimbo and No Chewing more about like how are you feeling with the toy anxiety? How do you guys feel like with your toy stuff? Like I know Clint, you seem to have a good solid kind of you get what you need. You don't feel like you have FOMO, all that. You seem to be well rounded with that.
Like it does, even with my very niche collection, it's still gets kind of overwhelming, like organization and all that. I mean, I sent y'all my mess from yesterday, but it, so yeah, like just keeping it all organized and like not letting that space interfere with my living spaces and all that. Trying to find that balance.
So how do you keep them in one room?
I have a storage cube, and then just a very tall storage shelf with those. And now I'm putting them in food containers.
Yeah,
and then packaging them in there and calling it done.
nice. How about you, Danny?
What was the question again? I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding. How do I deal with toy anxiety?
Like, do you feel? I mean, do you feel it? I mean, I don't even.
No, I don't. I really don't.
I don't think
Honestly,
you do. That's
don't
why.
know.
That's why I brought it up.
I stick to one line of toys, and then if there's nothing new out, I don't try to play catch up with everybody. I'm not a completist unless it's something I really want. But so far, it hasn't been nothing like that. But and also too, a lot of the stuff that I want that's kind of like in the set, it takes a while for it to come out, so it's not something where it's like back to back drops, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's more like I stick to that one line, and if I have to cherry pick, I'll cherry pick stuff that either I eventually will open, or it's something that I kind of want to like display with the packaging. Like it's nothing crazy for me. Like I don't feel any of that because again, I don't. It's not a. It's a want, not a need. I don't need this stuff. I want it. But also too, it's like, I have priorities. So like sometimes it's like, oh, I don't need this shit. Like I don't need to buy this right now. Or I could wait until the prices drop and stuff. Or like today, like I went out today. Like I haven't purchased a figure in a while. I went out today and I bought a figure. I was like, you know what? I haven't bought a figure. I'm gonna treat myself. Let's see what I want. And so that's what I did. But not really. I don't let this stuff consume me.
Yeah.
It doesn't consume me, no, not at all.
I mean, for myself, I try not to let it spill into my other living spaces, but sometimes it does. And that's when I just put it in a box and put it in my basement, and then I forget about it.
No, seriously. But that's actually the best part too, like, right? Like how you have, like, I do this happens to me all the time where like I'm straightening a closet up or I'm straightening an area up and I like find a figure that I didn't know I had. And or in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, I've always wanted this figure. And then I'm like, wait, I own this figure. So there you go. Like,
oh my God, I totally
like,
know what you're talking about.
So I was real, like going back to being a completist, I was really, really into anything DC Direct, right?
Yes.
Especially the DC, the Batman animated stuff from DC Direct, right? So I was like, I think it was like a month ago. I was like cleaning out some stuff, and I've always on the internet, I always said, man, I think I had missed out on that Gotham City Police Station where it came with Poison Ivy, Killer Croc, Bane. It had Renee Montoya, and then it had who was the other one? I think it was the Riddler. or Two-Face, one of them. So I was like, man, I never bought that set. It also came with like a little light that lights up like their cells. It was pretty dope. The packaging was pretty dope. I was like, man, I never bought that, man. I can't believe I was like always collecting these and I never had the chance to buy it. And I'm cleaning my closet out and boom, there it is. I'm like, man, I really was like into this stuff. Like I was just buying these things. And sometimes you find doubles of stuff that I'm like,
Yes,
how
yes.
the hell did I buy 2 of these? And they were like, and then you go back online and see the price. You're like, that's why.
See, I don't run into that because I catalog every figure as soon as I get it.
Mm.
So I know what I have, and I also keep track of when I've last photographed a particular figure, so I can rotate the figures every now and then.
Yeah, no, you're really organized. I mean, I've only started cataloging figures that I recently have bought in the past like 3 years.
Mm.
So I have at least spreadsheets on those. Which, I even if I look back at spreadsheets, I'm like, oh yeah, I did buy that. In just having that as a reference. So that's actually a good way to kind of keep track of all that stuff. But I don't do it if I sell it. So if I sell it, it's still in my. So I got to figure out a way just to go back and delete it. But well, yeah, you guys seem pretty healthy in terms of the habits that you have. But I appreciate the honest talk, Danny, of everything that you're saying. But like, man, I really wanted that figure, and then you're cleaning something up, and then you already
And then it shows up.
it showed up. You're like, oh, I bought that.
It just no, seriously, like it. But it also shows how much you've like, how your kind of like your mindset changes so much, where it's like
Mhm.
you go back and you're like, man, I was really completed. I was really buying these like a lot. Like I was in that comic store a lot. Every Wednesday, new drop, or even looking at the what is it the it's the comic book like catalog that tells you when things are dropping. I used to be like on top of like on those, like when things were dropping, when it's going to be released. Every time my comic store would post, hey, this is what's releasing this week, I'm like, yo, that's what I want. I got to go there and grab that. Sometimes I would get it the day before Wednesday because everything would have to be sold on Wednesday. So I would get things on Tuesdays and they would put like a little box on the side for me and like dump a bunch of toys. So like it goes, no, seriously, now it's like I don't even have like a comic book folder anymore. Like I go in the comic store. If I want to buy a comic, I just pick whatever I want. I cherry pick comics now. I don't have to complete a whole series. I mean, DC hasn't been giving me, I mean, minus the Godzilla and Justice League comic. They haven't really giving me anything great lately. Um, I just cherry pick like either old comics too, like stuff that I was reading. I'll buy them in like a graphic novel. Like, oh, I love this series so much. I want it in a graphic novel. So, it shows a lot of growth that you've.
No, I totally agree. I mean, I've actually talked to him about this too. Like, my collecting habits go from like toys, but it all started with comic books.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I got toys, and then I went back into comic books. And just like you, I'd be like on every Wednesday, just been like, get that one, get that one, get that
Yeah.
one.
You knew, yeah.
You're like, this one. Like, oh, here's a new one. Gotta get that one. Oh, wait.
Oh man.
This is issue 7. I gotta get 1 through 6 over here.
Oh, the pain was always for me, the struggle was always getting the variant comics.
Yeah.
I always wanted the cover A, the original cover, but
Yep.
I always had to get the variant cover, whatever the most sought out variant cover was. Like when Original Sins from Marvel came out, one of my favorite stories from Marvel. They were selling the Original Sins variant covers with like some of the characters, like just kind of like torso type art. It was weird. So I was buying all of them, and like it was stressful because there were some that were selling so quick. I would have to I would have to drive like 30 minutes to another comic store just to see if they had it. And that was a pain in the ass. So like now it's like I don't care about variants. I don't care about because I'm not selling them. So it's like I don't care about none of that. I don't care about like completing toys and lines of toys. I don't need none of that. Just enjoy what I got.
Yeah, no, totally. Enjoy what you got. That's what we've been trying to do, at least for myself, the past couple of years. Enjoy what you got. Open what you buy. If you don't open it, that's fine. Just you don't have to get more of them. You
Yeah,
don't have to
yeah.
get doubles of it.
Right. We don't need doubles of anything. No, not at all.
No.
There's no reason to have that.
Well, like with me, I've worked myself into being a completionist with my collection. So, yeah,
Yeah, but yours is so niche. You can't do that
yeah.
until like they blow off the cover with Xmen and just like release like every single Xmen.
Well,
Yeah.
yay for
Or
me.
re-release the same ones with like
Re-release the ones.
a darker, a lighter, or like glow in the dark color or something.
Oh God. I
What's
will
up,
say,
Oh, sorry, go on.
I will say, like, I know I will not be getting like any of the movie ones.
Okay, that's what I was gonna
So
ask you.
I am drawing that line in the sand. Like, no,
You won't
no.
even though you don't know what they look like.
We'll see. We'll see, but probably not. I can draw that line at least.
What if they like? So, are you careful about like re-releases or like a new figure of a new figure of an old character that they've already done?
I
Captain,
I
like
usually
Wolverine, any Wolverine.
I usually cherry pick those. Like the Rogue and Gambit that came out with Xmen
Yeah,
'97. I skipped those. I have the retro card ones, and so I'm happy with those. I skipped Nightcrawler. Because I have the old one with the 3 head sculpts. That's perfect. So I skipped that one. So I'm not a completionist in that way. If I have a good enough version of that character that I'm happy with, I'm satisfied.
got it. Wade Cree,
Wait.
what's up, buddy? 88 Figs, how you doing? We got Realm of Toys in here.
Frank.
Diggs Figs, I just bottle up anxiety like a man. Future Diggs deal with it. Oh man, Diggs last week was fun, and he was the cutest little kid on that
Oh, pinch your
Charmin.
cheeks there.
Please.
That tracks, Diggs. Well, hey, I'd love to hear what you guys do in the chat in terms of your toy anxiety. If you're trying to get better, or if you just let the collection keep coming, which is totally fine too. Oh,
But there's
who's here?
also things in like
Who's here?
whoa.
Yeah.
Hello.
Wow.
Whoa. What's
up?
up, buddy? I thought you were
Camera's
too busy.
really bad.
Yeah, what's up with the camera?
It's just on the one on the computer.
That's his Blair Witch Project camera.
I don't have a webcam for everything.
That's just like I like that. It's like the Ring.
Is this the new room?
Yeah,
Cool.
Ooh, nice.
it's kind of like off of the kitchen. So
Got it.
man.
Are you settled in?
for the most part, yeah,
Nice.
That's awesome.
You look tired.
it's been rough. I've been like quitting my job, getting a new job, and moving my whole house, and it's been crazy.
Oh,
I quit my
geez,
job
man.
every day I clock in, I quit.
Right.
Like I quit.
This time I actually decided not to come back anymore. So
Oh man. But you started a new one. That's good. We don't have to
No.
get into that, but
not yet. I'm gonna take a little time off.
There you go.
all right. Sounds good to me. Looks like you're in a good spot though. I like your new place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
It's free.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. There you go.
We're just talking about toy anxiety, letting the toys pile up. How do you deal with it, Josh? I think I know what you're
Well,
gonna say.
I've been having some toy anxiety lately, like the holothons coming up with like the naked turtles and stuff.
Oh.
And I've been going through that, right? I've been going through that, and then today I decided, you know what, I'm not gonna go there. I'm just
I'm
not.
gonna go there.
But as far as having stuff unopened, like I have a lot that's unopened, but that's just because I like to do a video for each one I open.
Yeah.
It's just I can't keep up lately, anyway.
Yeah. I thought you were cranking them for a little bit. I mean, it all depends on like what's going on in our lives, right? So
Yeah.
I totally understand that. And I do struggle with that too, whether to be like, should I open this or should I try to do something with it or what? Whether it's content or whatever. But Uh,
I want to know what that Saw Ultimate figure they have. I want to know what that is. I want to know whether it's a John Kramer or
they still
whatever.
haven't said what that was.
No, and I'm excited because I really want that. I might get 2 of that.
I've seen
I
the
would just
Billy
say,
with the tricycle.
yeah. It's. Are you talking about like the big ginormous
Yeah,
one?
that's
Yeah,
the only
that
one
one.
I've seen.
That one was a big disappointment for me. I was hoping that was gonna be like Ultimate style, like you could
Mhm.
like take photos of them, like.
Yeah,
But no, like it's like I got them right there, and it's like there's no like it's hard. It's like having like it's actually like a quarter scale figure.
yeah.
It has like they put the sound like they used to do back in the day with the quarter scale figures. But yeah, big disappointment. The turtles look great though.
Yeah, they do look good.
I got this in today though.
That's good. There you go.
Nice.
That's
Is
a nice
that
one.
is that the Vroth one?
No,
Oh, that's Last Ronin one.
yeah,
Yeah.
I have the First to Fall Raph and Leonardo. They have NECA hasn't shipped them yet, so whenever.
Oh, really? I got mine from NECA. I got the First of All, Raph, Leo, and Splinter.
Nice.
See, I got the Raph and the Leo, but I ordered from the NECA site itself, and
Still
they
hasn't really.
they still haven't shipped it.
That's weird.
So like I hit them up to this morning and was like, hey, I need to change my address. Like, hopefully you guys ship this soon. So I had them change my address. So
They changed it.
well, they haven't shipped it yet. So they were like, okay.
Oh, interesting. Weight Crate says if I want to buy something new, I just kit bash or customize it. Tends to help. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that making new figures has been helpful. It's so true. Why do they do the holothon?
They're number one. Because they're number one in my book. That's why. Love you, NECA.
So
always.
is the holothon right now? Like
I don't think so. I think they're just. I mean, there are. I think it is now because there are.
it's the first week in April, right? Something like that.
Yeah, first week in April, but people are already finding it.
Yeah,
in
people are
stores.
finding it.
I also haven't opened this guy yet.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I saw those today. All what is it, like 4 of them, right?
3.
3. Okay, all 3 of them.
I know Machu Toy ran into a Target and he saw boxes and boxes for the holothon, but they weren't. They said April 6th. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I know where to go. So.
wow, those look great, Josh.
Yeah, they're fun. They're good figures. They really are.
Oh, Dig says holothon's supposed to start Friday. Okay, so not even the 6th. Okay.
Oh,
Perfect. I have the day off. I will be out.
Trying to find the Saw thing.
The Saw, and then there's the Prey. There's another Prey. I don't know if it's the Predator. I don't know if it's the girl from the movie. There's the single individual turtles from the cartoons, and then there's.
I hope it's
what
the
else?
girl from Prey and not just like a battle damage.
Yeah. I hope I was able to order the Ghost Face from the Walmart app.
Nice.
Oh, the pyro.
Yeah, I was able to order that one, so I'm excited to get that.
That's a good one.
I'm happy because now I almost opened the one Blaine had exclusive for New York Comic Con, but like that's like one release and it's not coming out again. So I'm like, yeah, that's staying in the box. So I'm not touching that one at all.
Well, I got this from Simon.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I already had it, but Art wanted one, so Simon had one. So I just sent Art mine, and now I got Simon.
There you go. There you go.
Nice.
Wow, that's awesome.
I'm like all in on these 97 Xmen.
Yeah, they're awesome.
They look great.
Did they announce what the next wave's going to be?
Not
It's
yet.
gonna have. It's probably gonna have what Morph. I'd imagine Beast, Morph Beast for sure.
Definitely Jubilee.
Yeah, Jubilee.
And then I don't want to get into spoilery territory, but there's a couple of villains coming that might make it into the mix as well.
Nice.
Oh yeah, like so. I watched the first 2 episodes. Like you talking about like the humans?
No, more classic X-Men villains that are coming into play later on this season.
Oh yeah, probably that. I'm just going by what I've seen on the 2 episodes that they've released.
Yeah.
So Jubilee, Morph, Beast. And
Yeah, those.
Yeah.
something like that.
Crop top gambit.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the little shirt on.
That's
I
dope.
bought that shirt.
People were like giving so much crap about that one shirt. I'm like, that's how they used to like wear shirts back
Yeah,
in
it's
the
the
day.
90s.
Do you guys not remember Johnny Depp in Nightmare on Elm Street? He had that shirt, and nobody said
Oh, but
anything
like
to Johnny
Rogue
Depp.
and Magneto, man.
Speaking of
I love it.
Xmen, before we get into that,
Oh,
I just got
yeah.
onslaughted with new arrivals. So.
I got my
Jeez.
Sabretooth one on the way, so
I got
He-
Sabretooth right here. I'm excited to open that guy up.
my Angel hasn't
he's
shipped yet,
great.
though.
Yeah, Sabretooth looks great. Which one are you looking forward to open?
Yeah.
Probably Lilandra is probably going to be the one I'm looking forward to the most. And then Psylocke. Those are probably going to be my 1-2.
Mhm.
Wow, the Psylocke, huh?
Yeah, like
I haven't seen much excitement for that Psylocke, to be honest.
well, she didn't wear this costume very long, but like the details on it are freaking amazing. Just like there's like a dark wash on it, so you could really see the metal details.
Mhm.
Nice.
And then there's like quilted patterns on the sculpt, like for the armor and stuff.
That's awesome.
Like a lot of really well crafted details on it. So
Let me see that
That's
Sabretooth, Clint.
Yeah, that's the only one that I got out of all of them.
Yeah, same.
yeah.
Even that Wolverine looks great.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like compared to I forget the other Cowboy Wolverine that came out,
Mhm.
Yeah.
this one's way superior. So
Yeah.
I ain't
And
mad at it.
Yeah, the head sculpts for the Wolverine looks great too.
Oh yeah.
I got I don't know if you saw the reel that I posted, but I got the new Scarlet
Yeah.
from Hasbro. Oh my gosh. Like the head sculpt is great. It's perfect. And putting on the this Bestly Studio soft goods hoodie is fantastic too. I have the old one right here. It's nice plastic.
I actually started following that person after you
Leslie?
posted that. Yeah, they got a lot of nice stuff. I was looking for to see if they made any like soft goods for the Jada toys.
I think
I don't
do they?
I hope
don't
somebody
know.
figures a
Probably not.
way to do that new Executioner.
So good.
If somebody can figure out how to make his sash soft goods would be really cool.
Yeah, his like hood and stuff like that would be good. I also got this guy. Last Stand
nice.
Spidey.
A lot of
That looks
people
cool.
were not digging that one because of the
Yeah.
ab. He looks cool.
There's no ab crunch, yeah. He looks cool, yeah. He's just like, yeah.
I like it. I pulled the plug on this guy today. Mesco
Yes.
Green Goblin.
That's great
He's
pickup.
dope, man. He's dope. He comes with a shit ton of accessories, a lot of accessories. Then I got these guys.
Oh, nice. Dalzim looks great.
I got these bad boys.
I think Dalzim's the one I would want.
Unworthy's on the chat, but shout out to my sugar daddy. You know who you are.
He got them?
Did you find those in store?
No. I have somebody decided they wanted to help me out, help a brother out. So I was like,
I do want
Yeah,
to comment on what Unworthy said. The audacity.
Clint's gonna cosplay Wolverine this year.
Rude. Never.
Yeah.
Well, what's up, Machu? How you doing, buddy? Spoke to who was it? Oh, No Chewing this weekend. We hung out. We got some dinner, and then we watched the new Ghostbusters movie. I have to say, I like that movie.
Was it good?
Yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I don't understand the reviews, but I don't know. I enjoyed the movie a lot. It was a lot of
I
fun.
stopped looking at reviews.
It's really good. I thought it was great. So that was a lot of fun. We caught up, and I had some toys for him. He had some toys for me, and it was good to see someone that you typically see on YouTube in person. So
Hey, speaking of Ghostbusters, I went to go buy my tickets for Godzilla and Kong. I'm all in on this.
Oh, that's
cool.
Nice.
I'm all in
Is
on
that
this little.
popcorn one?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta
they
put
even have
popcorn
one-
in the side of
cool.
it.
They have one where it's the car.
all-
You can get the car that's a popcorn bucket.
I'm all in.
You
All
can get
in
the
on this
car?
one.
That's so cool.
You know, I was debating on which one was the best release for like popcorn because they've been doing a good job with like the new popcorn buckets. They're not just giving you the tin ones; they're giving you like different ones. I know they did the one with Scream. I think Blue Beetle probably had the best one.
Yeah,
Blue Beetle had the actual like what was it, the ship, and like you
Yep.
could lift the wings up, and it was like super cool, man. And
I'm surprised the Doom popcorn bucket is it on your list?
oh, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, but that would be on my list for other reasons.
They
I
used to
really,
run
you know
these
what, I
by
wanted it.
12-year-olds, like before they even go into production with these things.
Yeah.
They had to know.
Diggs, I'm looking for it. If you can help a buddy out, anybody want to help me find the Dune bucket? I would compensate you really well. Thank you.
Is that only a specific like movie theater? Because I feel like my movie theaters don't do those buckets.
Cinemark does well. It's sometimes it's vice versa. Like it's Cinemark, and then there's the AMC, and there's the what's the other one? Anyways, sometimes they'll like it depends. Like I'm really disappointed that Godzilla X Kong has no great like buckets or anything like that. Like some places have really nice cuts with a little figurine on top, but they don't have like nothing good. Like I was hoping for like a Godzilla or a Kong type thing with the mouth open. You could eat popcorn out, like something like that. Like they didn't give you anything cool. But that Ghostbuster one is really dope. And then I have the Saw one back here, which the eyes light up, which is really really cool.
That's cool. Do you just go and ask for it, or like I don't even know where to?
Sometimes I am known like I walk in. Sometimes I'll just walk in, even if there's not like a movie I want to watch. But I've seen the Ghostbuster. I haven't seen none of the Ghostbuster movie yet. So I walked in and I was buying my tickets and I was like, "Hey man, I just want to buy. Can I get that bucket right there?" He was like, "Yeah." So they had more. So I just they walk right out. They can't say nothing to you.
KJ Smith, what's up, buddy?
What's up, KJ?
Machu Toy said Toy Fella should come to ToyCon. ToyCon in New Jersey was this past weekend. Machu was trying to get us to go. Couldn't, but I wish I was there. Diggs Fix says he could get you. I believe it's the Doom bucket, but it's used.
Yeah, I don't know. No thanks. It's got to be like wrapped up.
I don't know. I wish there was more movie merchandise near me. I don't know why there isn't any of those. I just feel like every time there's a new movie, Danny, you're coming out with like some sort of amazing looking like
bucket,
like
right? I buy them all.
bucket.
I love cups. I love them all.
Yeah, the cups. Like at one point I tried to get a souvenir cup, and when I ordered it, they gave me a souvenir cup from the theater.
Chris, you let me know what bucket you want, and I'll find you one, Chris. That's all you got. You want one of these, Chris? I will get you one of these.
No, it's okay. Well, that is pretty cool. Maybe.
Look at it. Look at it. How can you not like this? Look how cool this is.
That's cool.
You could put the Toy Daddy sticker right on the Cinemark bag. You just think, right?
Man, that is such a great suggestion. Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
He's
awesome.
Wait, so it's in the plastic bag. Did you just were you just like, can I buy the bucket but no popcorn?
Yeah, you could. It costs more when you don't buy with popcorn. With popcorn, it'll cost you $20. I didn't want popcorn, so I was like, I'll pay the $25. It was extra $5, so I just bought it without. And it gave it to you in the plastic.
Wait. Hold on.
So with popcorn,
it costs $20.
$20. Without popcorn, it'll cost you $25.
Why?
I don't know. That's inflation. Inflation.
Probably all the popcorn grease kind of depreciates the value of it.
Oh,
Basically.
maybe. I guess.
I mean, I understand the logic from. So.
Yeah.
It falls
Yeah.
apart after the popcorn goes in it.
Right, it melts. See, now I want the Godzilla, even if it's trash. Like, I now want the Godzilla bucket container now. I'm gonna go tomorrow. I'm gonna go grab
So
it
they have a
tomorrow.
Godzilla one.
They have a Godzilla. They actually have cups, like figurine cups. So they have Scar King, Godzilla, and Kong, and then they have the container, the tin containers, which is like it's like a hologram type looking thing, and it has like Godzilla, Scar King, and Kong.
Do they
So I kind
have
of
those like like how do you know that they have them?
I follow Cinemark, and I call my homie Christine. Love Christine from my Cinemark, and I'm like, hey honey, what buckets you got? And she's like, hey, we got a couple of these. You want to come down? I was like, absolutely. You put a couple to the side for me, and I would
Oh,
go
man.
and I go pick them up. That's it.
That's
I
pretty
love
funny.
them. They actually one time they actually gave me a cutout. You know how they have the cutout stuff? I forgot what
Mhm.
movie it was. I think it was Indiana Jones with Shia LaBeouf. Even that movie was trash. I
Yeah.
think I had gotten the cutout from like it was an Indiana Jones cutout, Harrison Ford one. They
Okay.
gave it to me. I took it home.
Where is it?
I don't know. It's gone. It's
It's
gone
with-
like the movie. Just like the movie. It's gone
Just like the
somewhere.
movie. It's with your doubles of DC Direct stuff.
Well, the movie, a part of the movie was filmed in New Haven, and I'm from New Haven, Connecticut. So a little bit
Oh, was
filmed
it?
over
I
here.
didn't realize that.
Yeah, some parts were filmed like in the Yale area, so I was all like super excited
Oh.
about it. So I was like, man, this is gonna be like a blockbuster movie. It's Indiana Jones in New Haven. I'm like, no, this is not the movie. I'm like, no. It didn't work out.
Well, there was a bunch of I did say that this was a big X-Men episode, Fantastic
Yeah.
Four. I know you're really excited to talk, but let's do a warm-up question. And for those who may not be into X-Men as much as Clint, let's start with like kind of a lob question. Who is your favorite X-Men and why? We could start with Clint.
The
Well,
aficionado.
technically, I mean, obviously, Storm's the best X-Men, without a
Okay.
doubt. But that's a boring answer.
Is
So,
it though? I don't think
it's
many
a
people say
predictable one,
Storm.
like, well, she's usually like pretty much up there on everyone's list. So,
Interesting.
without a doubt, the best one. So, I'm going to give a curveball and say my kind of underrated favorite X-Men, which is Cannonball.
Okay,
Nice.
Cannonball.
So,
I dig it. He's definitely a character that I feel Marvel has tried to give, like has given Cannonball his moments,
yeah.
in comic books. So I appreciate him. Josh, are you still with us?
I am. I'm just.
He's a voice in our ears.
I'm just. I am the Lord.
Well, who's your favorite X-Men?
Wolverine always.
Wolverine always.
No, that's a lame pick, but he is. I like his power. Like if I was to choose my own superpower, that would be it.
I mean, out of us, you'd be the Wolverine in our Toy Talk group. Danny, how about you?
See, I'm gonna take a page off of Clint. I love Magneto. Magneto is my favorite ex-mutant. He's my favorite mutant. I love what he's saying. I love that he defends his people. He defends the mutants, right? Even if it's wrong, the way he does is wrong. Like he doesn't hold back. And especially like we're gonna talk a little bit about this. That's one of the clips that I really love. But if I could pick somebody that I really love that I just learned about is Mojo. I fucking love Mojo. I love Mojo.
I remember
that fat bastard looks so cool. I love the fact that he's like on his like. I love the design of it. I love how nasty and like creepy he looks, and then like his little chair with all these like arms, like it's like a spider, and like I'm like it reminds me of the big heavy like the big vampire from Blade, the first Blade movie. Remember? where he was like pointing the light at her and killed her. She was like the hacker or something like that. Like every time I look at Mojo, I think of Blade. So I'm like, man, I don't know why I didn't learn about this character from before or even knew who he was. I thought we were talking about Mojo from like Austin Powers. I was like, oh, Mojo. Yeah, I know that. Or Mojo Jojo, but like Mojo, like hands down, he's up there with it's Magneto and then it's Mojo. Those are my guys. And then I want to say Toad is my third. But I like Mojo. I like Magneto. Magneto's my guy, and then I go with Mojo.
Okay.
I just love the design.
Yeah.
I love.
Man, I do have a lot that I love. I would say growing up, Iceman was one of my favorites.
Okay.
Like
Good choice.
because he
That's
crossed
good for me.
over with Spider-Man and His Amazing
Nice.
Friends. So that's where I recognize them a lot. And Colossus was one that I really gravitated to as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
He was so cool. Just like, you remember that old, not before X-Men 97, like with Kitty Pryde, like the Pride of
the
X-Men. I just remember in that opening, Colossus would like the doors would close on Colossus, and then he'd just be like steel and try to open them. And Colossus is cool. I hope. Do you think there's going to be Colossus in 97?
I mean, technically, he's already been in it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because a Colossus-related character might appear later on in the season. But
Got it. Machu loves Cyclops. We'll definitely get into Cyclops.
Yeah.
Some Cyclops talk today. Cyclops has been a favorite of mine too. Wade creates as Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler is also up there.
Yeah.
He's such a deep character. There's so many great things in the lore for Nightcrawler.
and yeah,
Which
kinda
one of
going-
them?
Oh.
No, keep going.
So, kind of just some trivia. Like a lot of the reasons why Colossus, Nightcrawler, why they weren't utilized as much in the '90s series was because they were already used in Pride of the X-Men. So they're trying to keep that distance from that. The same thing with Kitty. Like that's the reason she never showed up as well.
And that's why they used Jubilee instead.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. But still, they should have used them.
I know.
What was I going to say? I was going to say something about X-Men. I really liked how Marvel has kind of resurrected Nightcrawler and made him a Spider-Man. Have you guys seen it?
I saw like a cover of it. Like I didn't even like bother.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of just like
it's kind of
just
cool
bait.
though.
It's bait fodder, right? Like it's like, oh,
Yeah.
another Spider-Man. Wait, Spider-Man who's Nightcrawler? Okay, let's check it out.
It's just it's a way to draw you back in.
Yeah, no
So
doubt.
it almost got me. It almost
Got you with what?
It always. I've never like I own like very few Marvel comics, but like when I saw that cover, I was like, Even the Spider Boy, the little boy, I was
Spider
like,
Boy.
oh, I kind of want this, but I really don't.
He's kind of fascinating, Spider Boy. I feel like they're trying to do like, again, we're going deep into comics, but like what Sentry did.
Yeah.
Like, oh, did he really exist before this time? And they're trying to create this whole like lore backstory that he had, but really didn't have. So,
gotcha.
All right. Well, going back, let's go right into the X-Men. Do you guys have a lot of reverence for X-Men 97 like back in the day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember watching them. I grew up
watched
with
it all the time.
Yeah.
I will say, like, for me, I didn't really get into X-Men until the movie started coming out.
Oh.
But of course, I went back and watched the '90s series and loved it. But for me, back in that day, I was all Power Rangers, and we only got Fox on non-windy days where I live. So
yeah,
Oh man.
I love that response. That seems like the most realist, sincere response. He's like, I didn't watch that. I watched the movies and then
Like,
went back and watched it. I respect that answer. I really do. I like that answer.
Danny, you two, you grew up with it or what?
I grew up with it, but I don't. I remember very little. Like it was honestly, it was one of those shows that it was kind of like the Batman the animated series, right? Like you got home and you watched it, or any chance that you had it, and they do reruns, you would just watch it. And it was nuts. You know, when you were a kid, I wasn't really thinking of like. I was just trying to. I used to watch like that. It was X-Men. I used to watch Batman and Beetlejuice. I used to watch Beetlejuice a lot.
Yeah, Beetlejuice.
So I used to watch all those like little shows and stuff like that. Just to kind of, it's like they all had like this little track. But I was always big on like the intro. The intro was like always the shit. Anytime the
Yeah.
intro came on, I was yeah.
How about Spider-Man? Did you watch that one?
Honestly, my dad was big on Spider-Man, but he never watched.
Really?
He never watched the animated. He watched the actual live action.
Oh
Where
yeah,
it was
yeah.
like he used to watch that. My dad was like real big into it. It was that or either Star Wars. And like he would like torture us like when we were misbehaving. It was either that or MacGyver. So
Oh,
I ended up
God.
becoming a MacGyver fan. So it's like
I think your dad and I would have been best friends with like I
listen,
watched the live
that's
action Spider-Man. I watched MacGyver all the time. MacGyver was like a staple Saturday nights.
if there's two things my dad did the best in this world is make me and introduce me to MacGyver. Thanks, Dad.
MacGyver was such a good show. My
Yes, it
goodness.
was great.
You know
show.
they did that. Did you ever watch that reboot?
I watched some of it.
Hell
It
no.
wasn't bad.
Oh no.
It just wasn't
doesn't need to be.
MacGyver.
They sell Walmart. I recently purchased this almost $70 like complete series of MacGyver
Yeah.
at Walmart. Like they were selling them. So I recently just like my favorite episode is the one where he has the map and he's stealing the map. I don't know, we're getting off X. He was a
It's
mutant.
fine.
He was a mutant. Let's just say he was a mutant. MacGyver was a mutant, and he would just like escape from like he would just take anything and escape from it. Like he had this map and he like rolled it up in a pipe and he was beating people up. Then he took the map and he like slid down a hill of sand, like a little mountain of sand. I'm like, man, and I'm in school. Like what? This guy right here is.
yeah.
He had one of the best villains, Murdoch.
Which was Magneto.
Which was Magneto. I thought that was such a like who could have been honestly he could have been Willem Dafoe's like Broke Man's Willem Dafoe. Like
yeah.
he was a great actor. But yeah, I always thought his villain, his main villain was who Murdoch was just a great villain.
Yeah.
All right, what are we talking about? We're talking about
X-Men.
Growing up X-Men. Growing up X-Men, I grew up watching X-Men, watching Spider-Man in the animated series. Spider-Man in the animated series, obviously, for me, was the number one, but X-Men was the animated series was great. I would say just like, Dark Knight Returns, the Dark Batman, the animated series, was a show that much like X-Men, was just a staple for people growing up there. The only difference is I feel like Batman the animated series, it lasts the test of time. Like,
oh yeah,
those episodes you can
watch it.
still watch. They're very palatable. They're great storytelling.
just the art of it as well.
The pilot alone, I could watch
Yes.
like over and over, over and over.
The Mr. Freeze one, Heart of Ice.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like some of the best writing cartoons ever.
Yep.
Animated series X-Men, I would say, is a little bit harder to watch, in my opinion.
It is.
Yeah, it's very much a cartoon. Like,
Yes. So coming into X-Men 97 with that announcement of, we're gonna redo this and it's gonna be a continuation. I'm like, do they really want to do that? Like,
I know.
Like, do I really want to like go back and watch? And I didn't go back and watch these. And so my hype was for it, I was a little like guarded with it. So I was
Yeah.
like, I'm excited for this, but I'm not like all in on this.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, it came out last Wednesday, and now I'm all in because it's
Yeah.
excellent.
Mhm. Like for me, like they could have easily just rested on the nostalgia from the '90s and just called it a day, but they pretty much ramped everything up to 11. Like dramatic storylines, fantastic. Well, for the most part, fantastic voice acting.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Mhm.
just all around, like they're and like introducing so many exciting plot elements that will like slow burning those elements that yeah, I'm over the moon. Like
Yeah. Overall thought, Josh, and then we'll get into details.
Hold on.
So, overall thought, Danny, then we'll get into
Well,
details.
I unfortunately have not watched both episodes, even when I said I would, but I did watch a clip. And from what I've seen, and also from what I've heard from Mr. X-Men aficionado Clintastic 4, because I trust his judgment, I see. I was also on the fence with this. I mentioned this on my show, where there's shows that they try to bring back and like it doesn't work. Like there's certain shows that should be left in their era, right? Like this one was one of them where I was a little bit skeptical about it. I was like, well, like why would you bring back a show? You know, why would you try to bring back a show that was good? All right, it was good at that time. You're gonna bring it back, but then with X-Men, and especially with the world is now, it works. It really works, like with story, right? So even just watching this one clip, like, and even just hearing how Clint was just describing without spoiling anything to me, like I was like invested in it. I'm in on it because now we're getting like fresh stories and like we're getting like these like twists and turns that you weren't expecting because I was blown away by this whole like triangle that's going on. Like I didn't know it was like canon, but also like even seeing characters that are not Wolverine shine a little bit, right? That's what I love about it. That now we're taking these characters that kind of deserve their spotlight, their moment, right? And they're being like showcased in that way. That's one of the things that I always wanted from a show, and I think that's what's working. And again, the reviews have been great, so I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah,
It's written way better than the original.
Yeah,
no doubt, no doubt.
and then like well like for the '90s series, there was a lot more strict about standards and practices.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like a lot of stuff they just couldn't do anyway. So
Yeah.
Josh, what were your overall thoughts?
I don't know. I was kind of on the fence when I started watching it, and then once I watched the first episode, I was like, I need more. Like Cyclops was so badass in that first episode. I think it was first episode.
oh yeah,
I was like, holy shit! I was like, this is gonna be cool. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
and
going
like I
into
said,
it,
the writing is really good. If you compare it to the original, it's leaps and bounds better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Diggsfix, you can tell the writer are also fans, and that's so true.
Mhm.
Machu brings up a good point. There are no Fox Kids restrictions like there were back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't have gotten those action scenes back then. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about that. That's so true.
I wonder if they're gonna have Wolverine being more violent in this series.
Yeah, they have yet to like have a badass Wolverine. I think they're just going to give him his due in one episode or something.
Hopefully.
maybe.
But
Well, just based on what storylines they're hitting at now, I don't think it's going to be a very Wolverine heavy season.
Okay.
got it. And the speculation is Inferno.
Inferno, possibly E for Extinction, and then also Life Death. So three of those storylines right off the bat.
Got it. You think for just season 1 or for
Yeah,
season
because
1 and 2?
they've already got like 3. They've already done 2 seasons, and they've got okayed on the 3rd or something. Is what
I
I
don't know
heard.
about the third, but they've already. I think they've even already written season 2. So
Yeah, they've
Yeah.
written season 2, but I think I've heard that they were okay through season 3. But
You're
then
right. You're right.
they
They're
fired
okay
the
through
guy,
season
though.
3. They fired Bo, the guy, but he's done pretty much all of the work for season 2.
mhm.
So if there's any change, we'll see it in season 3.
Yeah.
But at the same time, rumor was that he was hard to work with, and they're keeping the original team intact in terms of the
Okay.
animation, the writers, and all that. So
I
I'm
was
not
on the
sure-
fence about that animation from the trailer too, but it
Mhm.
grows on you.
I will say,
does.
like, the only slight ding I can give it is probably some of the animation. Like, for the most part, it works great, but like sometimes it seems a little bit stiff compared to like, I guess comparing it to the '90s one where it's a little bit more fluid. But still, that's just me being a nitpick to be a nitpick.
Sure. Going into just, I know Danny, you haven't watched this, but going into the story itself, you know, Josh talked about this. Cyclops is finally written
Yes.
as what we
The
always wanted.
leader.
The leader, badass.
Like, dude, he didn't need no help when he jumped out of the damn plane.
Mhm.
He's like, I got this.
And No Chewy and I were talking about this. What's fantastic about that scene was everyone knew where they were supposed to, like, who to save,
Mhm.
who to go to, who to team up with, and everyone knew, all right, Cyclops is going to figure it out. Like, he knows what to do. And they probably done that scenario in the danger room like many times. But
Oh yeah.
Well, and then like when they knocked his visor off, he's like, "Oh no, help me!" And he's like, "Ah, never mind."
yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, that was great. The knot. But then that touchdown from, just going back to that fall from the sky, that touchdown from Cyclops.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, they're gonna do it. That's amazing.
That was like some Dragon Ball stuff, you know.
Did you
yeah, totally
I
was.
actually saw that clip. Did you like fanboy when he like fell? You were like, you like your inner child came out, right?
Oh, dude, yeah, I got tingly, and I was like, "Yeah, fuck yeah!"
Yeah.
Even if you weren't a fan of it, you would still find
I-
something from it. It was
I
just
did.
that-
I saw it and I was like, where is that Dune bucket at? Where is it?
Well, like one thing I did like that they made clear, like with Cyclops' powers, is that it's not heat vision. Like it's just concussive blasts, like that
Yeah.
knock you down. So I think that was like the best clear indicator of what his actual powers are.
Yeah. That okay. Yeah, it's not. You're right. It's not heat vision.
Yeah, because in the courtroom it was cool. He used it to like make the concrete make a wall in front of the bad guys.
And even in like the warehouse scene at the very beginning of episode 1, like he was just using it to move himself around to navigate and dodge.
Yeah.
I was like, ah.
Machu asks, is the animation really as fluid as you remember it?
In some spots, some like not all around. Just
I get what you're saying because like the new one, it's a lot of steel frames that pan instead of like actual animation. Yeah.
Well, like I don't know, just something. There's some things I like slightly better on the original, but like as far as like character design and all that, 97's is way superior than that. So
yeah. And then they really stepped up the music tone and camera angles for this. It's so true. Action shots are incredible.
I don't like Magneto's costume, but that's just me.
Man, I am all for this Magneto. This Magneto is like the shit. I love this Magneto in this. Like, just to kind of like go over the clip a little bit. I'm not gonna spoil it too much, but there's this clip that I seen, and I couldn't resist myself because again, I really love Magneto as a character. And I always thought as a kid, like that helmet and just him being like the I've always like was drawn to the bad guys. And to me, I never saw him as a bad guy. Even in the movies, I never just saw him as a bad guy. So it's kind of like General Zod in a way. I never saw him as a bad guy, right? So there's this scene where like he something happens to a character where they get blasted. I'm not gonna say who, if whoever hasn't watched it, and like he like basically tells them like just to kind of like put it in lame terms, like I'm doing this for my friend here. Like I'm doing this because I want to keep this like his legacy and what he wanted. I want to be peaceful. But you guys are like basically like you guys are basically push me. You're gonna fuck around and find out. Like there's this helicopter scene where I'm like, if he really wanted to, he would have just like fucked them all up. And like to me, I don't know what it is. Like it's nice to see him not in the original, like not in his like other like outfit, but like to see him in this and like kind of like be like, hey, like I love it. I love for him to be in this position where he's not being trusted, but he's really trying to hold. It's kind of like he's really trying to hold his like it's like us at work, right? We're trying to keep the peace. We don't want to go there because we can. But like you're pushing me there. You're gonna push me to that point, and like it shows. It shows. And that one clip, it was just like, man, I cannot wait to watch these 2 episodes. I can't wait to watch the whole season because it's like
I just wish they would have released it all at once.
Yeah, like
I kind of like it being split up. I
hate it. If I wanted it split up, I'd still have cable.
Well, there are a lot of people that are really sticking to this whole let's watch it Saturday at 11 like we did with the cartoons when it releases.
Yeah.
I
I'll watch
respect
it
that
Saturday
effort.
night.
I respect that effort, but I cannot. Yeah, not
I
gonna
can't wait. Yeah, that's not gonna happen for me.
Like I did stay
Wait,
up.
how many episodes are going to be in the first season?
10.
Oh, nice.
Machi says I didn't like that costume, but it grew on me. And yeah, let's put up that spoiler warning because let's talk about this thing.
Yeah, let's get
We're gonna talk about this thing.
Screw it. I'm gonna watch it anyways. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So we open up in terms of just the X-Men itself and Xavier. So this is what I'm not clear on. In the last season, there was an assassination attempt on Xavier. He wasn't doing well, but
He went to space.
What?
He went to space. I didn't think he died.
Yeah, and then Lilandra took him to space.
Yeah.
So they didn't really talk about that. So I'm not sure if that's where they're going to leave off, Did he go to space?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one part was always a little fuzzy, mommy, because I remember him going to space, but didn't think he was dead, or
they said that they could like prolong, like so that they could figure out how to cure him. They took him.
Yes.
So that to me says that like they were gonna like cryo freeze him or something. I don't know.
He pulled a Rick Grimes. He pretend dead, and then now he's somewhere else.
But but the fact is that that season ended as him not really dying, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But they act as if he did die.
Even like I could understand it from like the aspect of let's tell the world that just.
Sure. Yep.
But like they act like he is, even though they know that.
Hey, $20 says he comes back in this show.
Oh yeah,
he will. I think so.
If not this season, next season.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll see though. And I think one piece that came out that is evident is that Cyclops is struggling to kind of keep the team together. He's going to be a father soon with Jean, and I'm sure we'll, quote unquote Jean, will kind of, but Jean really just doesn't want anything to do with the X-Men. She doesn't want to do anything. She doesn't want to be an X-Men anymore, which I understand with a kid coming and all of that, but she really is trying to take Cyclops away from that, which is fun. Again, fine, but that's pretty much the struggle there.
The ending to the last episode, it's like, what?
Yeah, that that kind of changes the whole perspective on that with all those scenes.
Sure. We're jumping around, but we can talk about that one too. At the end of the episode, we find out there's another Jean that comes to the door asking for the X-Men's help.
So I'm guessing
Um,
one of them is Mystique, right?
No, Madeline
No.
One
Pryor.
of them's a clone.
Yeah.
Oh,
And so in the comics, Josh, do you want here are the spoilers.
okay.
Let's hear those
Madeline
spoilers.
Pryor and Cyclops have a baby together,
Mm-hmm.
and that baby is Cable. So
Mm-hmm.
Nathan is Cable.
Right.
So it is speculated that this Jean that he's had the baby with is Madeline Pryor, the clone of Jean Grey.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well,
Hmm.
I think more likely that is the case.
So where's
Yeah.
Jean been then?
So exactly. So most likely she was replaced after the Dark Phoenix saga.
Mm.
Actually, that.
So now
be
Wolverine
revealed
can
that-
have his own Jean too.
You know
So,
what?
okay,
I didn't
okay.
think of that. Josh, yes.
Okay, so because like in the comics, Madeline was like a very
Yes.
her own individual person that
Yeah.
there was no connection to Jean other than they kind of looked like each other.
Mhm.
Then they finally got permission to bring back Jean, and that's when all this mess happened. But like, she doesn't know she's a clone, if that whichever one it is.
Yeah, Madeline doesn't know she's a clone.
And I think the speculation on when the switch happened was probably after the wedding in season 4.
Oh,
The wedding on season 4?
Yeah, when Cyclops and Jean got married. Sinister kidnaps her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. That was in
So-
season 4. Okay.
So much stuff going on.
So
This
that-
is like it's like the Jersey Shore.
Yeah, see
What the fuck is going on in the real
that's-
world?
but let's go back to what X-Men 97 is. It's really a soap opera with comic book characters, and that's what
I mean, that's all comics, though.
yeah.
true. Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
So
Not soap operas with concussive blasts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
was that Jean fainting?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
remember-
I mean,
Yeah.
if the first thing she does is faint, that's Jean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because whenever so going back to the Cerebro scene in episode 1, you see eyes opening up.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
So that's that whole scene.
That's
woke up
who she
Jean.
ran into was the actual Jean, the real Jean.
This
And she's
whole
probably
time
all phoenixed out. That's why she's all messed up.
I Phoenix probably isn't going to come into play into this at all.
No.
No,
Yeah.
that's. And so
I like that better because the Phoenix always complicates everything too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in the comics, when the Phoenix, Dark Phoenix dies, that's when the clone wakes up. But I don't think they're gonna go that route with this.
Mod says Jean was replaced and died at the end of Dark Phoenix saga. The real Jean was trapped in Limbo.
Are you talking about the comics or the series?
I think the comics. That's the comics, isn't it?
No, in the comics, Jean. Dang, I'm gonna have to explain this. So in the comics,
Do it.
so they had to recon the whole Jean thing. So first off, she wasn't a bad guy and didn't kill an entire planet. And so they reconned it to where after the plane crash.
This is the comics?
Huh?
You're talking about the comics.
Yes.
Okay.
So they rewrote it to where Jean was actually in a cocoon after the whole plane shuttle that caused the Phoenix to come up, and then the Phoenix
Like cloned her body.
and it was her for that whole song. That's how they rewrote it, but like yeah, Madeline was so the Madeline clone was pretty much in Mr. Sinister's lab the whole time,
Okay.
waiting to be woken up.
You're taking notes, Chris?
Yeah. I'm looking at Maz's comment.
You did your homework because I did mine. I'm
Very
like
similar.
reading. I'm taking notes here.
Yeah. But anyways,
I mean,
Oh, you
going
know
back
I've
to what
never
Josh
had to
said, right?
verbally explain this before, so
So going back to what Josh said, because this is interesting, right? So if there's two genes, now they could share, right? Josh, that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
well, so
Now
in the
Wolverine doesn't have
comics,
to be jealous.
No,
So-
he'd be like, hey bub, this is mine.
so
Get
in
off
the
my
comics,
girl, bub.
so in the
We can
comics,
4-way bub.
that might actually happen because in the comics, Cyclops' brother falls in love with Madeline after Jean
Yep.
comes back and he ditches the baby and her for Jean.
Yeah. So that's what I'm afraid of. Like, they've done such a great job building Cyclops as being this badass, and then they're gonna just make him this big jerk of like, all right, sorry, the real Gene's here. I'm gonna leave you and the baby.
That's exactly
Hey, that's
what happens
like-
in the comics.
That's
Yeah.
life.
I know.
It happens in real life. You get her?
Sorry, the real one comes along, and then you find out she has the clone. You gotta.
It's like, come on, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, and so I know he did that in the comics, but that's why I'm like, that's what I'm afraid of, because in the
Yeah.
comics that was a different time in the comics where people are like, yeah, okay.
God,
They're
80s
behind
be
that
a dad.
decision.
Oh,
Yeah, so really excited for that storyline. I mean,
Yeah.
jeez, there's so much going on, and the fact that they're going to go into that, you're like, how are they going to do this?
I am too, because pretty much like the Inferno story we keep referring to, that's a New Mutant story. And so pretty much we haven't introduced a lot of those key players.
Mm-hmm.
Like Magic was a big part of that storyline.
Yeah.
So
that's why I'm like, kind of like, oh, okay, if that's going to happen, then they got to bring back Colossus.
I feel like there's like a big time jump coming, honestly.
I wouldn't be surprised.
this is giving me anxiety.
So then it would bring us to like Xmen, like 2024.
I shouldn't have.
Not that far.
I shouldn't have anxiety thinking of a.
Well, because
fucking
like
animated
Clint was saying, the
cartoon.
New Mutant stuff. I think that's where they want to take it. Probably.
Because I mean, we introduced Sunspot, but
Oh,
that's
yeah.
pretty much it so far.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, hey,
Hey man,
And
Hey,
watch next episode will probably unravel all these theories we just talked about. So
yeah.
can't wait. In 2
I need
days.
a beer. I need a cigarette and a beer after the next episode. I
Um,
feel like.
oh, here's a hot
All
take.
Blitz.
Right, I have a theory: the blonde government lady is actually Mystique. Oh, okay.
Okay,
that is a
Cooper.
good thought, because in the comics that did happen with that specific character. So
Yeah.
could happen. I'm not sure if it's happening here yet, but very possible.
That's a good one. I like that. You know what I love? Just jumping back, when X-Men introduced X Factor, I wanted more X Factor. I loved X Factor.
So I wonder if they're going to come into play, because in the comics, Val Cooper, she pretty much is the specific liaison for that team of X Factor.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see something, but I don't know. This season's already packed pretty much.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see any X Factor, but
Yeah.
all right, let's move on to this character that they just absolutely crushed.
Yes.
Storm as an Omega level
Yeah.
mutant. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. They establish it and then whammo, they take it away.
Took it away.
Yeah.
That was really
They're like,
disappointing.
we take it away right now.
I mean, you can't have it all. You got to earn that stuff. Watch the rest. Watch every Saturday. Every Wednesday. Watch every Wednesday, and you'll get what you want.
I mean, we all know she'll get it back, but
Like they're doing a very specific storyline, and yeah.
I mean, they're gonna have her go live like a normal human life, like she's always kind of wanted, and then she's gonna realize she doesn't.
She's
Well,
gonna be Michonne.
in the trailers, they've already shown her connecting with Forge, so that's. I think that this adaptation of that storyline is going to be pretty. Maybe not the ending, but for the most part, it's going to be fairly close to the actual comics. So.
Yeah. So, and then when she came back, I think she challenged Cyclops for leadership of the X-Men, right?
No, that was the leadership thing was before that storyline happened.
Umacha
But no,
is
I
gonna-
thought she had no powers.
Oh wait, I'm rusty. Actually, yeah, that is right.
So what I'm hoping for is that does happen, and then we get 2 X-Men teams. Because then that allows the X-Men to have all these other characters and not just be one core group with all these. So you'd have X-Men Gold, you have X-Men Blue.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Like going into that.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can introduce all these mutants and then they split them up at one season and show that they're 2 X-Men teams.
Yeah.
But going back to Storm, like this is probably one of the best Storms we've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mohawk
action
and all.
scene with all of the, like, they were surrounded by like 7 Sentinels and then she just destroys all of them. So the fact that they took her powers away, it makes sense in a way of
But
how
at the same time, it was a gut punch that,
it really was.
and then the speech at the end, like
Uh,
tearjerker, like
but man, they just captured her so well. Not just the powers, just that voice actor.
and
Yeah.
like that's the same voice actor from the '90s. So
Yep,
and
yep.
her voice hasn't skipped a beat at all. As
I would
compared
say-
as compared to some of them.
Yeah, some of them.
Which one stood out to you? I have my 2.
Wolverine
Wolverine, yeah.
and
Magneto a little bit.
I thought Magneto was great.
I would say, in some instances, Rogue.
I would say Rogue.
Yeah,
Rogue
Rogue.
and
I-
Wolverine.
She sounds a lot older. Rogue does.
Beast had a couple of moments where I'm like,
Yeah, Beast wavered a little bit. Rogue didn't sound great. Wolverine definitely didn't sound the same.
Like
Cyclops sounded exactly the same.
it's not the same voice actor.
Oh, it's not?
No, the original voice actor passed away several years ago, so that's a completely new voice actor.
Oh my
He did a
God, it
good
sounds
job.
exactly like him.
Yeah, yeah.
Like exactly. Bishop's not the same, right? That's
No.
not the same Bishop.
Gambit's not the same either.
Gambit's not the same, really.
Jean's not the same. Actually, the voice.
Oh, it's not
woman-
Jennifer Hale?
Jennifer Hale didn't voice her back in the '90s,
Oh, okay.
but the voice actress who did is playing Val Cooper.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, like, they brought the ones that couldn't play their original characters, they're bringing them back as other characters throughout the series.
Oh.
Nice.
Is there a reason why they didn't hire him? Is this because they did?
Well, we could hear, like, with Val Cooper's voice, that,
Yeah.
Yes. Cigarettes played a big part in there.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Jennifer Hale was, first of all, a huge voice in Spider-Man on the animated series, as well as other cartoons. So I just assumed that she was, oh yeah, she must have been an X-Men too. But yeah, the voice, I thought Magneto, so let's, moving on from Storm. Can't wait to see her arc, to be honest. Like, she's definitely not done. It's just that they've taken her powers. And I'm just really excited to see her story because, like, they really wrote her well and showed her off really well too. Another character, Magneto, like Danny's favorite. Like, Danny, you gotta watch the show because this Magneto is fantastic.
I'm sold. I'm sold on the little bit that I've seen. Like I said, I think that, and again, I don't know with Magneto, I don't know how much of that is like legit, like he's really trying. Because even like him getting the cuffs on was like, who is this? Like, really? But then at the same time, I'm like, there's got to be more to this. There's got to be like way. I mean, again, I got to watch it, but I really love how he kind of like said, hey, like I'm really, and this is just my words. I'm not quoting what he said. I wish I was the voice actor. It would be great because I'd have been like, he's basically telling them like, hey, I'm really trying to keep the peace here, and you guys are gonna like push me to like really tear shit up.
Yeah.
and he don't, you know what I'm saying? So like for him to like be that guy, I'm like, damn, like I'm like, wow, like I kind of wanted him to. I'm like, man, come on, you need to be that other guy. I want that other guy to come back. So I don't know.
mean,
Maybe they'll do that. Maybe they'll eventually do that.
I love that he had them all up in the air, and then he just says, "Don't let me, don't let me let you down." I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh man, good for you, Magneto."
So badass. I was like, yeah. As soon as I saw that, I was like, that's gonna be the quote. If nobody thinks of a quote on Thursday, that's gonna be the quote to end the show.
Yeah.
I'll pop
I
in
love that.
just to say that quote.
There you go. Please, Clint, please.
Yeah, that scene in particular, just like having executioner spinning on the, and like, yeah, just,
Yeah.
So good. Machu has a theory. In the second episode, when Storm took the bullet from Magneto, he immediately knew she was depowered. So he thinks it's Magneto's plan
I'm sure.
because he
Yeah.
acknowledged her as a goddess, and she's the only team member who posed a threat.
Well, plus
to
he got the UN to acknowledge Genosha as
That makes sense.
a
Because you're
country.
gonna
yeah, I think Magneto's for this point in time, he's legit about his intentions. However, I am worried about Genosha, which they keep talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I think something bad's going to happen there, and that changes him back again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think for the time being,
I mean, we can say what happened in the comics. I mean,
well, several things happen. Like I think they're probably going to combine several different stories, but basically Genosha gets nuked out.
Yep.
And total devastation.
Yep.
And then I think they might
like mutants die, like so many mutants
millions.
Die. Yeah.
And then I think they're also combining it with the Morlock Massacre as well.
Okay.
So because we saw them all go there as well. So we'll see how that pans out. But
well, Maz had a good point. House of M.
Yeah, House of M could happen. Kyle the Collector says the first 2 episodes, the Storm stories in the comics. Cal says, I heard they're doing up to season 3 and then they will change to Astonishing X-Men. That's pretty cool. Machi says Magneto is playing chess and then moving his pieces in his favor. Maz says House of M will happen. Did they ever introduce Scarlet Witch into the X-Men?
Yeah.
Series? They did?
There was one episode.
Okay.
Where they revealed.
I'm still here, guys.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, there's one episode where her and Quicksilver came into play.
Okay. Were they established as Magneto's kids?
I could see Disney wanting to bring Scarlet Witch into this X-Men show too.
But I also can see them wanting to. I can like just Marvel Studios being Marvel Studios. I can see them wanting to keep them separate a little bit. So
yeah,
it might, but it might not. I'm not. I don't think that's 100%. From my opinion.
Any other characters that you're like, man? Oh, can we just talk? We need to talk about this. Rogue and Magneto. Yes.
Yeah.
Like as soon as like that first
that Tramposaurus Rex.
Like, as soon as he tried to take off her glove, that first
yes,
thing, I was like, they're doing it.
Yes,
they're doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, poor Gambit's over there like watching, like a little cuck.
He said, "You should have never wore that belly shirt, you little bitch."
He couldn't compete with that purple spandex, though.
Hell no. Fucking Magneto has Michael Bolton here. How do you compete with that? He has like the 80s hair.
I mean, yeah, he has gorgeous locks. No doubt.
Hair.
Man, when they went there, I was like, this show is like, it's firing all cylinders. I can't believe they're doing it.
Like, you were like that old grandma that is watching their Spanish soap opera on Telemundo. She's like, "Oh no, Christina's cheating! Ay, Dios mío, Christina, why? Bro, why do you do this to Gambit?
Why?
Why are you doing
Pendeja,
this?
why?
Okay, do
You're
that
doing this
again,
to
but
Gambit.
use Rogue's Spanish name.
Yes.
What is
Vampira.
what is her Spanish name?
Vampira.
Vampira, you pendeja. How do you do this to Gambit in his shirt with fucking the Magnesium Man?
Magnesium Man.
Milk of Magnesium Man. How do you do this to him? Hi, Mom.
Oh man. But it's so true though. Like, well,
Yes.
I didn't say those words. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like,
We were
literally.
all
Like,
thinking it.
are you kidding me? This is
I think
amazing.
I audibly out loud on my couch was like, that bitch.
Honestly, I didn't even know this was part of the comics until Clint told me, because I read a little bit of it. Like, I was reading a little bit of it, and I knew it was Rogue involved, and I kind of had a hint with Gambit, but then I kind of stopped reading it. And I was like, I'm gonna stop reading because there's a love triangle. I don't want to know anything about it. But then Clint let me know who it was. I was like, is that canon to the comics? And he says, yes. I'm like,
you're losing
really?
Cyclops, Jean. I bet you Gambit's going to run off now.
Gambit's
That's why I think we're going to get a big time jump. We're going to see them, Storm and Gambit, and all these people living their different lives in the future. Like, I don't know how far in the future, but
they're going to
Yeah,
go
you
to
do.
Sony. Go back to Sony.
What did you say, Clint?
We do got Emma Frost coming this season as well.
Emma Frost is coming this season?
Mm-hmm.
What? A third person in Cyclops is like love triangle?
That love triangle's a star at this point.
Yeah, that's so true. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize the full Forge thing, and then also the Emma Frost thing. Man, the Emma Frost thing. That's
Yeah.
huge.
Whenever they announced the series, they showed off characters who were going to appear. Emma Frost was one of them.
is
And
Cable going to
Forge-
come in?
Yes,
Now-
Cable should be coming in. I don't know.
Now,
exactly.
speaking of villains, like I saw a clip. Are we gonna get a Mr. Sinister showing up?
Oh, most
Yep.
definitely.
Yeah,
'cause-
Mr.
Yeah.
Finn. He's like the main villain.
Because even in Morph's intro, you see the diamond.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Question about Rogue and Magneto. Now, growing up, to me, I only remember that happening in Age of Apocalypse, Rogue and Magneto. Did it
So-
happen outside of that?
it did just before the 92 relaunch with Jim Lee.
Oh,
They were
okay.
trapped on the Savage Land together. And
Oh. As like they were enemies or what?
very close, I'll say that.
Okay. And then they turned to, love each other.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
I don't think they actually acted on it though, but
Okay. But then Age of Apocalypse is when they're like, all right. Because I feel like Age of Apocalypse is when they described how they could touch each other and all that.
yeah.
I know, that sounds weird.
I
We're
hate
talking
her
about
for that.
we're talking about Rogue here.
I'm a Rogue and Magneto.
And Magneto. She loves her old men. She loves that man.
She's a dirtbag, sugar.
Doc was the one throwing popcorn at the thing. You whore! How dare you?
So big question that that we had in one chat. Machu was in there. Can Morph get the abilities of the people that he morphs into, or is he powered down? I mean, so when he had he could obviously fly like Archangel.
Mm-hmm.
He grew bigger, and I assumed he had some sort of steel skin when he was a Colossus.
Yeah.
He had the claws when he, swiped as Lady Deathstrike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think with Morph, they have that freedom to do whatever they want with him because he really isn't a comic character at all. So they're just expanding on that however they would feel fit. And pretty much, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy with the way they portrayed his powers, so doesn't really matter, I guess.
Hey, if it gives us like fan service cameos, I'm here for it.
Sure. It would be cool to
Yeah.
see figures outside of their uniforms, definitely. Machu really wants a Jean Grey that looks like Lois from Family Guy.
I want a figure of Gene looking like Lois from Family Guy. I don't even collect Marvel Legends.
Rogue is low on iron, so of course they can touch. It was implied that she was in the Brotherhood in the old show, right? Yes, it was. So she came in the old show. She came from the Brotherhood, right? She broke off from them, or
See,
was
I
that?
don't know if that, I
No,
don't
or
know
was
if
that X-Men Evolution?
Well, I don't know if that Brotherhood was the same as Magneto's Brotherhood, because Mystique had her own band of Brotherhood with Avalanche, Pyro, etc. But I don't think they ever intermingled with Magneto that much explicitly in the old series. But they could change that.
Yeah.
What's up, Collector 425?
Hey.
Cal says he can, but it's not as powerful. The part that got wrong is that he can't make a sword and fight. Okay.
Yeah,
Wait.
that part was like.
Who was he when he had the sword?
Psylocke.
Oh, Psylocke.
Here's curveball. Ready? What if Rogue, that's with Magneto, is Morph? I'm just saying. It could happen. It could happen, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it
could,
could
but
happen.
it
You're right.
shouldn't.
It could, right? Why couldn't it happen, right? That's not in the comics. Cause like that's not in the comics.
Well,
No.
no, I'm just like, we already have love octagons at this point. Let's calm it down.
Let's just not add more triangles to the show.
Oh, Machu says that was J-Shot who wanted the Lois Jean Grey.
Going to that, if you got the Spider-Woman from across the Spider-Verse, you could make that figure.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because she was pregnant, that one.
Yeah.
We could do that.
I'm not going to do it, but someone can.
Machu. Work your magic. Trying to think. Beast was great. Same old Beast, the scientist. Really little from Bishop, honestly. Like,
yeah.
At the end of the 5th season, was Bishop on the team?
I think he might.
I don't think so. Not really.
I don't. Yeah, are you looking it up, Clint?
Yeah, I don't think he was, but
yeah, I don't think he was on part of the team. So I'm waiting for like what his purpose is in the show, because he really didn't do much in terms of.
He's probably just made. It's probably has Marvel probably said, "Listen, we're gonna sell figures. We need an extra one to complete this wave. Let's just add somebody. Let's just."
Adding Bishop is a smart move.
Let's just throw him in there. Let's just whatever.
That was one of the best figures in the wave.
Oh yeah.
It is.
He's caked up for sure.
Yeah. Do you think? All right, let's talk about cameos moving forward. Now, the creators have said, just like the old X-Men show, there are going to be cameos of other Marvel characters that are going to be popping into the show. Let's talk about some possibilities. First being maybe an obvious one, and I don't know if they will. Do you think they'll have the original 5 X-Men, like Iceman and Angel, in there with Beast, Jean, and Cyclops for an episode?
Angel for sure.
Considering the writer, I would say Iceman's probably a high possibility as well.
I think the way they left it with Iceman. First of all, he was like trying to find Polaris. It was that X Factor episode, and Polaris was in love with Havoc, who they never established was Cyclops' brother. Man, this soap opera stuff really does sound so ridiculous. Sounds so ridiculous, right? So he did leave saying that he was going to find himself. He could easily come back.
Oh yeah.
So that would be great. Here's a big question that I have. Do you think Spider-Man from the animated series shows up in the show?
You probably can.
Possibly.
Probably not this season, but I can see it in next season.
I think Cap will show up. I think we're going to get the Avengers from the MCU, because not from the MCU, but we'll get those characters, I think, because they love those characters. Why wouldn't they put them in cameos?
Yeah, I mean, there was that Cap and Wolverine one where it showed Cap back in World War II. So they could do it through a flashback too.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get Mojo on the show?
Mojo was on the show.
Maybe can we get him back on the show?
We might just. I've heard one of the future episodes. I think we might.
Well, that's the one Marvel legend I haven't gotten rid of. He's right there front and center.
What other cameras do you guys think will make it?
Black Panther would be great.
That would be cool. Actually, that would be a great
Black
idea.
Panther would be really good.
And that would
Walking
make
the
sense
Walking
if
Dead.
Genosha is its own like sovereign country, then having Wakanda in the mix, like
With the whole Deadpool Wolverine movie, I bet Deadpool will make a cameo.
Deadpool and
yeah.
probably X-Force itself.
like with Cable, like
With-
that X-Force.
Cable, Sunspot,
Boom Boom,
Domino.
Warpath.
Yeah, I mean, well, they did take him out of the opening credits.
Warpath was in the opening credits.
Oh yeah, like in the original '90s one. For some reason, he was running with the villains, even though. Yeah, no.
Gosh, I don't remember that.
But yeah, they replaced him with some other characters in that. So.
Any others? I mean, they have so many mutants that
Juggernaut.
Ooh.
Yeah, I want Juggernaut back.
Yeah. I said Mr. Sinister, right? I want Mr. Sinister to show up.
Any other other than Mojo? Any other ones, Danny? That you?
Honestly, like I would love to see Apocalypse. I would love to see Apocalypse. That's like another like villain.
They already said his name in the first 2 episodes, so
I'd love to see Apocalypse show up.
They did such a big arc with him. I don't know if he'll like come back. You know,
just give me a flashback.
Well,
A flash.
Apocalypse is part of the reason Cable got sent to the future to begin with. So
maybe. Do you think they'll ever do a? They kind of did like a spiritual Age of Apocalypse season or episodes. Do you think they'll do Age of Apocalypse as a season?
I don't think so. Like,
I think if this show is popular, maybe.
I just think with all the other stuff they're trying to do and trying to do that as well, I wouldn't bet on it, but it's possible.
So, one thing that I know that oh man, I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about just now?
Mojo.
Apocalypse.
Mojo Jojo.
Oh, one thing that I was really disappointed with, like, because I really like Wolverine in the X-Men, that show. That show was really good.
Yeah.
It was only for one season because Fox got bought out by Marvel and then they canceled it.
No.
Wasn't that it?
No, that was way before that happened. That was
why did it get canceled? It got canceled because of something network wise.
Because Disney didn't want to popularize the X-Men during that time. Yeah, that was when we got the Inhuman push.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at the end of that season, at the end of the X-Men Wolverine and the X-Men season, it alluded that the next season was going to be all Age of Apocalypse. And I was so disappointed because I really wanted that. And I think Wolverine and the X-Men could have done that really well. just going right into an alternative future timeline. I think that would have been really good.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Laserman? Do you think he'll show up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll show up as maybe as Iron Man. He'll show up.
Yeah, that's true.
Why would they want Iron Man over Laserman? No.
Well, I mean, come on.
And then they could just open up the wormhole with like all of his villains. So
And then Heyman shows up. Shit
Hey
stop for
Man.
all of them. All of Toy Rican shows up. That's a thing I would like to see.
did I show you my prototype Toy Rican?
You did. You did. Diggs Fig showed me some shoes he said that Toy Rican should have. They're like white gators with like eagles.
Oh,
Golden
really?
eagles. Like, yeah, like they look like the little emblems on the car.
Gotta check
And
that.
the shits look freaking awesome.
We gotta check that one out. Machu says we like to see Mojo back, but focus more on live streaming rather than TV shows. Mojo as an interdimensional influencer. That's a
Yeah.
great take.
Yeah, where he's like, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow.
That'd be funny.
check my Instagram page.
Clint, I don't know if you knew this, but Warpath was supposed
Yeah.
to be on the show because his brother was supposed to die, but they replaced him with Morph.
Yeah. I don't know if it was supposed to be Warpath, but I know they switched out Thunderbird because they didn't want their only Native American character to die the first episode. So that's why they did that switch at the very beginning. So I don't know about that aspect.
Did any of them show up in the original Warpath or Thunderbird? I don't think they did they?
Other than him being in the intro, I don't think so.
No Chewing says Laserman is very popular show on Mojo TV.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be Warpath would be great. I think
Oh,
now that we've talked about Warpath, I want Warpath in Xmen 97.
He
I
probably
wanna
will
see
be.
that.
I bet he shows up.
because like they're pretty much going with like 80s and 90s and 70s storylines for these. So I can see X-Force and Warpath coming into play very easily.
Makes sense.
Hmm.
But how? I want to know how. Well, I'm really excited for the episode that's about to drop in like 2 days, so that's gonna be fun. Can't wait to talk about it again next week. Any other speculations on where? Do you think Nightcrawler is gonna show up?
Oh, he
Yeah.
is. They've already shown him in a trailer.
I wonder how he's gonna. Oh
He
yeah,
already
they
has
made a
an action
figure of him.
figure. You
Yeah,
know
he has
he's
a
coming.
figure. Yeah. And then, so what's what do you think is gonna be lined up for Wave 3 then? Sinister's got to be in there.
Jubilee, Morph,
Morph, Jubilee,
it's probably Sunspot as well.
Sunspot.
See, I don't know if we'll get a Beast because I don't see how it'd be very different from the retro card that came out last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the retro one's going for $100, so I bet you they'll drop another one.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay. The lab coat one?
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow, I just found that one downstairs. Like
Hey, but-
Danny, I found one downstairs that was not opened.
For $100, anybody want to buy a loose one for $80? I'll sell it right now.
I bet you they'll do the one when in the I think it was in the second episode where he has that weird harness on.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's a good.
They'll probably do
yeah.
that one.
So, you ever think how Beast was so like Beast is just a beast, right? Like, how is like he got blasted by a gun and he was okay? Does he have like impenetrable skin?
No.
Okay.
Like his mutation isn't his blue hair.
Yeah. His mutation. Yeah, exactly.
Like he's just supposed to have big feet and super strong and
acrobatic. So I don't know how that's gonna work. in terms of just the action scenes. I always struggled with how Beast could, like, he was the scientist, so I felt like he was always behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Interesting to see what Forge is going to bring as well. All right, guys. Well, we did our job.
We did.
We did.
This is what exactly what I wanted to do in terms of just talk about X-Men. All right, what plugs? What do we got planned for the week? Josh?
I should have my show on Wednesday with Art.
Cool. Any guess?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm the
Danny?
guest.
Hey, no, you're a host, but okay.
I'm always a ghost.
Ghost of the host.
Danny, what do you guys got for Unworthy Addiction?
Unworthy Addiction is live 9 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube every Thursday. I've reached out to a couple of people to have them on as guests, and if not, then if their schedules don't work, then it'll be another like chilled episode. Maybe talk Godzilla X Kong. It's coming out this week. Maybe we could talk that. I'm excited for it. I'm pumped. I've been ready to watch this movie. It's getting a lot of like I'm just excited to watch it. It looks fun. And that's my intentions to watch this movie is just to watch it and have fun. So, but yeah, no. So right now, no guest announcement because I'm still waiting on people to kind of reach back to me. And if not, like I said, it'll be like another chilled episode, and we'll talk. We'll talk shit.
Do you guys have a guess, or you're waiting?
No. I'm waiting for a response. I reached out to two folks. One
for this week or
for this week. One,
okay.
I have my fingers crossed because I've been wanting this person to join, and if not, then it'll be like I said, it'll be like a chilled episode, and we'll kind of just reschedule to April. Just kind of give that person a little time. So
awesome.
So
Clint, follow Clint.
Fantastic.
If you haven't, click subscribe, click the like button, click everything on Toy Talk. This Wednesday on the TPC Top 10 with the Toy Daddies, Yembo, myself, and No Chewing. We have Spiro Toys on talking about their new Kickstarter for AWOC and showing off some of their new figures. So excited to have Jason and I forget who else, but Jason and someone else from the Spiro team also on. So it's going to be really exciting. Awesome. Other than that, go check out our stuff. All of us, like Cox Create, Clint Escafor, Toy Attic, myself, we're all putting out some fun stuff throughout the week on our Instagram pages, and check it out. Thank you, No Chewing. His name's Derek from Sparrow. But thank you, everyone in the chat. You've been awesome. It's been really great talking to you all about X-Men because that's something that we really want to talk about. Stay tuned for next week. We'll talk some more toys, and we'll decide what our next movie is going to be for our movie night piece, for our movie talk piece.
Madam Web.
Oh, gosh. No thanks. And I'll leave you with that.